Hi, it's Alana and welcome back to YogaYin. Today I put together a yoga sequence for a student of mine. She's a new mum and she's suffering from hypothyroidism and also from a prolapse of the bladder, just a mild one. So I put together a sequence for her today. It is to promote weight loss. I'm not an advocate of weight loss per se, but when it comes to hypothyroidism, then yes, it can really help if you do. So this sequence is going to help you tone up your pelvic floor, also help you shift that weight, particularly if you're a new mum. Keep your feedback coming, see how you go with it. It is going to be quite dynamic. Namaste. Hurry on. So we're going to begin with a bit of a pelvic floor exercise. I want you to take a pillow and just place it just at the very top of your mat. And lie down on your mat with your feet just tucked up close to the buttocks, slightly turned in towards each other at the toes, arms long beside the body. And then we are just going to practice some pelvic tilts. So what I want you to do is just really isolate the pelvis and gently roll the pelvis back towards the tummy and then release it. Just getting an idea, it's a very subtle movement. Tailbone comes up slightly off the mat, but not much. Good. Feel vertebrae by vertebrae, lowering the tailbone back down to the mat. Doing a couple more rounds. And then this time, when we draw up the pelvis, we're actually going to hold the pelvic floor. So use those Kegel muscles, the muscles that we use when we go to take a wee. Try and stop the flow of urine. And we're going to pull in and up as we come up, but we're going to hold it in and up as we come down, and then release. So come with me, pulling in and up and gently raising up off the mat, holding it as you come down, and then releasing. Good. Now we're going to do this again as we come up and gently peel the back off the mat, still holding that pelvic floor, holding it as you come back down, and then releasing. And again. And lowering. And releasing. Holding that pelvic floor. Keep hold of it as we come back down and release 3 more rounds. Holding it. Lowering it. And releasing. Make sure you keep your breath flowing. Don't hold your breath here. And release. And one more. And releasing and let it go. Now, if you find it difficult to hold your pelvic floor for that whole time, don't worry. Just regrip. As soon as you let go, regrip again. That's good. And just lying here, we're just going to do a round of 10. So what we're going to do is just grip the pelvic floor and release it. Grip it and release it for 10 rounds. So here we go. Grip, pull in and release. And again, and release. And again, and release. And again, and release. Again, release. Again, release 4 more. Again, release. Again, release. Again, release. Last one, again, and then release. Beautiful. Hug your knees into your belly. Take a deep breath here, and then roll off to your right hand side, and come up to a cat pose. Just on all fours on your mat. Beautiful. Now, Marjariasana cat pose is very good for hypothyroidism, so we're going to move into that part of our class. This sequence is not very long because my student just doesn't have a lot of time, and that's fair enough for a new mum. So I want you to place your hands under your shoulders, inner elbows towards one another, knees underneath your hips, and then when you're ready, I just want you to inhale and stretch through your throat. And exhale and curl the spine. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to curl. Just working with me here. Couple more, really taking the time to feel into the spine. And arching that spine like a cat. And then come back to center. Walk your hands forward into downward dog. Tuck your toes under. Lower your heels down. Come up onto your toes. Bend your knees so your shins are parallel. And up and back. And walk through the feet. Lowering one heel at a time. Starting to open up the body. Inhale and exhale here. And hold downward dog for a few deep breaths. Downward dog is a great balancer for the endocrine system or the hormonal system. And from here, we're going to walk our hands back. Soften at the knees, twisting from side to side, coming back, and rolling all the way up through the body, shoulders, neck and head are the last to come up. We're going to step to the front of our mat now, and we're going to do a series of sun salutations. Now I'm going to give you a couple of modifications here. I'm going to go through a sun salutation which is quite moderate first of all, and then I'm going to go through one that is most dynamic, and I want you to practice according to how you're feeling on the day and how much strength you build up in the body. One is going to be very cardiovascular, that's a dynamic one, and we're going to be jumping through postures. So please take it easy with this, listen to your body. Come to the top of your mat, finding your Tadasana spine or mountain pose spine, lifting up your toes, planting them down, lifting up your heels, planting them down. Soften at your knees if you lock them back like I do. Draw your knees towards one another, see if you can feel a contraction at the inner thigh. Tuck your tailbone under, draw up through the belly, the sides of the body, roll the shoulders back and down, drop the chin. Inhale and raise your arms up and over your head, and exhale, fold forward, and soften at your knees here if you need to. Drop your head. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine, and exhale. Step back into a lunge, either keeping the arms beside you or open them out for a breath. Release them down, step back to downward dog. One deep breath here. Inhale into plank pose. Lower your knees if you can't hold this. Lower down to chaturanga or drop all the way down to your mat. Uncurl your toes. Upward facing dog. Exhale, come back to downward dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Step it through into that lunge, opening up the body. Lowering it back down, left foot up to the right, fold forward, release the head. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. Inhale, open up. Exhale, release. Step back to downward dog for one deep breath. Inhale into plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg. Step it through. And then lower the arms, right foot up to meet the left, fold forward. And inhale all the way up. Hands to prayer. So that's our Surya Namaskar 1. It is quite dynamic. If you haven't practiced it before, take care, take it easy. This is our number 2. We're going to be jumping through the body. So again, this might not be appropriate for you at this moment. Coming to the top of your mat. Finding your Tadasana spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Jump back to plank. Lower the body as you exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 5 deep breaths here. Inhale, jump the hands to the feet. Raise the arms. Exhale, lower the hands to the heart. Now, you can practice that second Surya Namaskar up to 5 rounds if you wish to, but do take it easy because it will stimulate your sympathetic nervous system. So if you tend to be a fairly anxious person, then it's going to increase that anxiety. But for those of you who have hypothyroidism and the body is very sluggish, then that is actually going to stimulate and get the body moving. We're going to come down to the floor now. So after you've completed your Surya Namaskars, and in the interest of time, I don't have time to take you through every single round, I want you to come down to your mat and just release. Now, if you're feeling it in your lower spine, I want you to come down onto your back and just hug your knees into your belly. And take a couple of deep breaths here. Good. Just allow your breath to return to its normal pace. And then when you're ready, I want you to extend your legs down to your mat, looking after your neck, and please don't practice this if you have any neck or eye issues. We're going to inhale, just bend up the knees. Take a deep breath out here. And then inhale. Take them up and over the head. And bring the hands as close down to the shoulder blades as you can. Take a deep breath here. And then inhale. Take those hands all the way up and over the head to shoulder stand. 5 deep breaths here. Breathing into the belly, don't hold the belly. Now if you find that too much, you can bring your legs into this position and take 5 deep breaths here instead. Lower your legs down all the way. And you can bend your knees here if it's easier. Or straighten them and come into Halasana Plow for a few deep breaths. Release your arms down. And then roll the body all the way down. Lie in Shavasana for a couple of deep breaths. And just let your body integrate the benefits of that pose. And then when you're ready, roll your hands underneath your buttocks with the palms facing down. Point your toes and bring your big toes together. Raise yourself up onto your elbows. And exhale, lower the head. Ground the head to the mat into Matsyasana fish pose. And I want you to take 6 deep breaths here. Now the weight should be in your elbows and your forearms rather than in your head. Inhale, look up when you're ready. Tuck the chin in, roll the body down, and then release your arms once more. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then take your arms out at shoulder height. And inhale here, and exhale, lower your knees to your right hand side. Turn your head to look at the opposite hand, if that's comfortable for your neck, or just look straight up at the ceiling. 5 deep breaths into Tari Parivriti. And then inhale, come back to center. And exhale, lower to the other side. 5 deep breaths here. Inhale, come back to center. Hug the knees into the belly. And then gently roll them to your right hand side. And come all the way back up to sitting. And that is our yoga sequence for hypothyroidism. As you can see, it's quite a dynamic little sequence, and I've kept it short, just to 10 to 15 minutes, so that you can practice it when you've got time. Please do take it easy with it. Remember to practice a Shavasana afterwards when you have time. So look up one of my videos for yoga for insomnia. and they should have some good relaxation practices there that you can do to counterbalance all that sympathetic work. But it should really start to speed up the system. Those poses with the pelvic floor at the very beginning, I want you to practice daily if you can, holding the pelvic floor for a long time whilst doing the exercises, and then just practicing 10 sharp, short, little movements 4 times a day if you can. I hope you enjoy it. Please keep your feedback coming. Namaste.